Good evening and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. We're in the last minute of the game or so. It's currently Celtic 1 and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich 2. Could Celtic have done better tonight? Could Celtic have done better tonight will be the question that many Celtic fans will ask. Come on, Celtic. Bayern are absolutely... No Bernardo or McCowan. Bernardo's not on the bench. 7 minutes extra time. Come on. That was a good shot by Alistair Johnson. Why is it taking us so long? To... Just too far past, wasn't it? It's a good shot though. It was a good shot on target. Good shot on target by Alistair Johnson. I think if the goal that was ruled offside, if we had got that in, it would have made the game would have been completely different. Come on, Callum, why didn't you shoot? Oh, corner to Celtic. Corner to Celtic with minutes to go. Come on, Celtic. And Engels to take the corner. Engels. What's been your thoughts with Rio Hatate tonight? What's your thoughts with Rio Hatate? And what's your thoughts with Greg Taylor, who was at fault for the first goal? Oh, come on, Jesus. Yeah, they look completely rattled when we scored, but I think it was too late in the game. But it is the Celtic way to score well into extra time. I did say, I mean, he's walking halfway up the pitch with the ball. Dave Hislop said the shite. Yeah. Young's been great. He has been. He's an improved player. Not the best fight for Hatate and Taylor. Yes. I'm not like in on the conversation I had with my brother at half time when he phoned. Hatate's heart's not in it. You're right, Sean. Hatate's heart's not in it. We'll talk about him once the game finishes, but Hatate, there's something wrong with Hatate. I think he's another player that will be leaving the club in the summer. Just get this thumbnail up. Celtic pegged back in their own half like they have been most of the game. I mean, it's been good defensive, but the midfield. I mean, Rio's been putting in the miles today. He has been putting in the miles, but I just don't think it was good enough, to be honest. Pulling up when he was tracking back, just not chasing, not closing down enough. Greg Taylor just didn't seem, he looks as if he's got one eye on not getting injured in case he has to get a move. Dyson Maeda, the best player on the pitch tonight by far. Adam Ida getting in the way of a goal by Nico Kuhn. Nico Kuhn's been a bit quiet. Nico Kuhn has been a little bit quiet. Just do this. Playing out for the back with 2 minutes to go. See if Hatate can keep the ball. He passes it to Schlupp. Schlupp gets taken down. Trusty with the ball out to Schlupp. They're not closing us down as much. They're making sure that we don't get another goal. That's for sure. Ah, oh, come on, Engels. You need to do better. I mean, there's a football player in there with Engels, but I just don't think that he's... Trying not to lose instead of trying to win. Be interesting to see the comments with Rio. Jota not really getting time on the ball to do absolutely anything. Well, we got one last shot. Nah. But that's it finished. That was it finished. It'll be interesting to see what Brendan Rodgers says after the game. There's not going to be much love for Greg Taylor, and Engels is a big pretender. I think he's only 21. You've got to give him. You know, he's about 5 years younger than Dyson Maeda. He's years behind Callum McGregor. Still need a big game next week. It's still a big game. 2-1 isn't bad. That's what I thought the scoreline would be, 2-1. But I was hoping it was going to be for Celtic. Schlupp needs to start ahead of Taylor from now on, says Green Eagle Football. I would pretty much agree with you with that. Taylor is just Greg Taylor. It looks as if he... I'll just put the scoreline on that. It's not a game that I really expected. Celtic fell just short as far as I'm concerned. It was, listen, the golfing class. The golfing class was there for us all to see, but it's going to come back again, and I'll say it again. Did we... If the club really wanted to make a move at this level, if the club really wanted to make a statement at this level, I think that they would have invested in the squad. I know, the ones criticising Engels. I mean, Engels is a player. There's a player in there. You see the mindset. Albion Rovers Fans TV. How was that not a penalty? Tell me about it. Well, it was because he got a toe to the ball. He gets a toe to the ball, and for me it's a penalty all day long. But the referee calls it. Does he flick the ball forward with his toe? And he's saying, yeah, he flicked it. So if he played the ball first, it's not a penalty. Proud of us. They're showing Rio Hatate. Real. A minute to just tell my brother I am on YouTube. He knows I'm on YouTube. Tune in, Davey. Dyson Myra, absolutely phenomenal. Punter our youth to Shamrock Rovers. Yeah, I think we should. Or Derry City. Dortmund beat Sporting 3-0. Yep. I noticed. I'm not annoyed at any of our players. We were great. Superb performance, says Schlupp. Motherfuckers. Pass back. McGregor, 10-yard negative passes. I think if you look at the game, you'll see that Callum McGregor was man-marked. He was man-marked most of the game. They knew that everything goes through Callum McGregor, so they were man-marking Callum. So, Engels and Jota is fit. We'll see Engels when we talk class. Yes, I think so. I think Engels does need... Engels is a bit like Callum McGregor when Callum was younger. Callum needed a better calibre of player in the midfield to bring him on as a player and to allow Callum to progress as a player. I think Arne Engels needs that. Rio Hatate is not the man for me in the middle. I'm sorry, but for everyone that's a big fan of Rio, he just didn't do it for me tonight. He didn't do it for me at all. As soon as Taylor goes off, we turn up. Shocker, says Ryan the Celt. Yep. Kieran Douglas says, can't really feel disheartened with that. I thought we'd done great. We did good. We did do good, but we could have done better. The two players let us down tonight, as far as I'm concerned. Rio Hatate, for all his brilliance and for everything that Rio Hatate can do, I think that Rio needs to, if he wants to get a big move, Rio talks about getting a big move to a bigger league and all the rest of it. This is the games that you turn up. This is the games that you turn up, and this is the games that you prove that you are a player that can get a move to a big team and can play on the biggest stage. Tonight, Rio Hatate did not do that. Rio Hatate did what Rio Hatate does in many games. He can cover the distance, he can run about, but he doesn't track back players. If he's running just either beside a player or just behind them, he then pulls up and lets the player get away because he's expecting the defender to then close the player down. For me, that's not good enough. At this level, it's not good enough. When you see the way that the Bayern were really, really, really closing players down, the way they were getting right up tight to them, Rio Hatate doesn't do that. I think Rio Hatate, if we're going to really look forward for the club, if we're going to look to get to this, play at this level on a consistent basis, I'm sorry, but Rio Hatate has to go. I'm going to say it, Greg Taylor, his time's up at Celtic as far as I'm concerned. I hope that Greg Taylor doesn't get a new contract because he's been caught too many times at this level. Greg Taylor at this level just cannot cut it. He cannot cut it. And I'm sorry to any Greg Taylor lovers out there, but Greg Taylor, you know, Bayern played like the home team. Dave, they were always going to play a bit better than us. Hank says Engels needs to do better. Baz, can't agree. But the age factor, if he's supposed to be a playmaker, he shouldn't be plays for Rio. You have to bring it in, Hank. You have to bring in his age, right? He's only 21. We let 21-year-olds go out on loan. When Callum McGregor was 21, he wasn't bossing the midfield. Let's put it into perspective. Callum McGregor had older, more experienced players running the midfield with him. Arne Engels needs that. He needs someone as well as Callum McGregor. Rio Hatate, I couldn't tell which. Rio Hatate, was he meant to be playing on the left hand, the midfield, or was he on the right? There was times that you're like, he's just fucking running about, clueless, and not communicating with other two midfield players. He was playing his own game. Rio Hatate, to me, was playing his own game tonight. And that's why I think, I mean, we've all got our own opinion. Every opponent knows when Taylor is playing, yeah. 664 million net worth versus 107. Can I ask more for the boys? You can't ask more, but you can. Well, you can. I think you can. We have KT joining next season. We need a striker, midfield 10. Yep, really only a pro a few years. Hasn't been expected to walk into a top 5 league. he thinks he should be playing at a higher level. Ryo Hatate has said to the Japanese media over the last 2 summers that he wants a move to a higher level because he thinks he should be playing at a higher level. But a bit like Kyogo. And look at Kyogo, he's stuck on the bench, can't get a game. But anyway, tried their best, but Raging Coon's goal offside. Yes, Adam Ida trying to backheel the ball and inadvertently stepping over the ball put him in. Well, he was in an offside position anyway, and when he stepped over the ball to try and backheel it into the back of the net, it was going to be called offside. If he had stood his ground and put his hands up in the air, it wouldn't have been offside because he wouldn't have been interfering with play. The fact that he was interviewing the play. Taylor cost the team 2 goals. He's the weak link. We all know that at this level he's like yanked to start the next game. That's interesting. Who do you drop? I mean, do you leave Nico Kuhn out the team? James Boy, exactly what he said. I'm just trying to read some of the comments. Taylor and Rio should be dropped from the team, says Dave Hislop. Brendan Rodgers' fault keeping Taylor and Hatate on that long. The goal was in the first half. I mean, would you take Taylor off in the first half? No, Taylor's was the second goal. Maeda should have been in the middle from the start. Yes. Kuhn of late hides. He does that against top team. He hides. Proud of my team tonight, says Falcon Hoof. Doesn't come off boy's knee. Yeah, it comes off Greg Taylor's. But he goes for the ball, but it does come off his leg and then deflects right into the path. But he was ball watching. He got caught. Hatate, what he's expecting. With every midfielder in our history, a bit of realism would be fair. There is a bit of realism, and the realism is Hatate was playing as a solo midfielder. He was on the left, he was on the right, he was running about, he wasn't really talking to players. When he was one-on-one with a player to get the ball, he would pull up. That's factual stuff. Do you know what I mean? Ryo Hatate was pulling up, he wasn't chasing back. Do you know, there was lots of things in the first half that I wasn't happy with Ryo Hatate about. So it wasn't just the second half. I mean, I just should have had him in the middle from the start. At least we got 1 goal. Yeah, we did. Right, fuck, big shout out to Kev and big shout out to Davey Seenan if you're watching. Schlupp has to start in Munich. Yes, I would start Schlupp. Sarah was on Kaiser's channel. I was on Kaiser's, in fact. Couple have Messiah syndrome. A couple of our players have Messiah syndrome. McGregor was defensive midfield, cannot tackle. We need a new anchor in progress. Realism, we played too negative in front of our own goal. Yes. I did say Brendan Rodgers, it was quite a negative lineup, but then again we've got a player injured, so it's all we've got. Now we see we can compete. We can compete. We know we can compete. We can compete at this level. You're talking percentages. If Adam Ida's goal was onside, you're finishing 2-2 tonight. They weren't fantastic. They didn't rip us apart. They had us camped in. Were we playing a low block, you could say? Would you drop Greg Taylor for good? If Schlupp is better than him, yes. And if he's not signing a contract, bring Schlupp into play. Yes, why not? If Greg Taylor hasn't signed a new contract and he's leaving the club, yes, I wouldn't play him to the end of the season. Simple as that. Schlupp's into the end of the season, bring on one of the young boys for the B team, and we're away front in the league. Rangers are absolute shite. I still say that we should have. I said in December we need to sell Greg Taylor before the end of the window if he doesn't sign a contract. But he come the middle of December, the end of December, he had the club with the balls because we had no other left back, and the situation. Joe Hart always talking pish. Jeez. Scales for left back. Yeah, put Scales as backup left back. Yep. Schlupp and Scales at left back. Definitely. I wouldn't put Scales left back all the time. I don't think that's his best position. Definitely don't think that's his best position. I mean, the one with Taylor, I mean, they're showing the Taylor one here. He's too far away for his man, for starters. He's then ball watching rather than attacking the ball. And he does. And for me, I'd be diving in front of that shot. I mean, he looks up. He's not. Greg Taylor's at fault for that goal. Look, when you look at that again, he's not looking at the player. He looks up at one point to see if anybody's coming in to help him, rather than trying to deal with it himself. Don't forget, you guys, we're not out of this. We're not out of it. We're not out of it. Hatate in the Champions League is high risk reward. High risk, high reward. Sloop is not a left back. Never in the month of Sundays. It's Greg Taylor. No fear, Taylor is a worry. James McNally says Taylor cannot follow the flight of a ball. And there, Paul Baird says, I've been saying all day long, dump Taylor. No one agrees. Now everyone agrees, yes. The wee Hunter Arteta. Stop talking about Arteta. Tierney was never coming until this summer. Taylor is better left back than Scales, 100%. Scales is only the height. The sad state of affairs is the position that we're in. It's sleeping was moved in. Taylor throwing hands up after getting done. Let him go now. Would you let Taylor go now? No, you can't. He's got his contract to see out. Maida was totally amazing. Yes, he was. 60 million. Dyson Maida keeps handing millions and millions on. At the end of the day, they're worth 300,000. They've got a squad worth 300 grand a week, and 30 million players. And I tell you one thing, and I said when Harry Kane moved away, who was meant to be man marking Harry Kane? Because he gets far too much room. When you actually seen him before the corner was taken, you seen him move away to the back, and you're like, he's going to come in here. Let me just read this. Nietzsche's from Don't Let Him Train. Drubaz, if Taylor won't sign, don't play him again. Nah, I wouldn't. It's time to bring on. Listen, if we've got a couple of younger lads in the B team, and they need a chance. And Greg Taylor is fantastic as a servant. He's been for the club. If you're not going to sign a contract and you get caught out at this level far too much, the league's done and dusted. We're not going to lose the league, and I don't think dropping Taylor is going to affect the way that we play too much, or affect our league position, or drop any points. I can't see that happening. Even if we put Sloop in there, if we put Liam Scales in there, and if we bring one of the young guys to put him on the bench to give him game time. Give a young guy game time for the next, half dozen or so games, 15 games or something, 14 games. Sell Greg Taylor for 10 mil in fantasy land. Greg Taylor isn't worth anything to Celtic now, because he's about to walk for freedom with contract. Kane was completely unmarked, one of the best strikers in the world, standing free. Yep. He also missed a sitter though. Mikey boy, he missed a sitter, but you can't give somebody like Harry Kane the space. You can't give him free space at the back post. Come on, nobody can. Nobody was marking him. I mean, Arne Engels was tight against they played us like a fucking... Anyway. Sloop for Hatate, I'm telling you. Taylor was in the middle of the box instead of guarding Big Kane. Yep. Where's the hard-pressed Hunting and Parks? I don't expect our players to be much of a team. Disappointing. The fans deserve better. You can't criticise McGregor, which is a comment. I would make Taylor clean the boots for the rest of the season, says Ali. Leaving the game, why was Kuhn's goal offside? Kuhn's goal wasn't offside. It was... it was Adam Ida. Adam Ida was offside. First minute, he was offside. He overstepped the ball, and the way that he overstepped the ball put him in the vision of the goalkeeper. So he was interfering with play, basically. If he had stood his ground, he was offside. Adam Ida was offside. It was a brilliant goal for Kuhn, but Adam Ida stepped over the top of it and tried to flick it with his heel, and that he was in offside position, and that was the goal was disallowed. It is what it is. It is what it is. Ben 67, if we win it, we don't win. And I hate myself, says Celtic. Listen, Barry, Dortmund, who thrashed us 11th in Germany in the league, top, yeah. We can only get better, Anthony. We can only get better, and I think that we will get better. I'm not disheartened with the overall performance. I thought it was a dogged performance for a Celtic team that were under the cosh from a team that are expecting to get to the quarter-finals, the semi-finals. I mean, this is a team that are expected to get to the semi-finals. We are a team that are way down the pecking order when it comes to the Champions League, and we're I still say it, we're only about 3 players away from being a really good team at this level, a team that's able to perform, a team that can get the lucky breaks in front of goals, and I still stand by that. I said before the window, and I said last summer, I think that we're only 3 quality players away from being a really good team. Now, is that 3 quality players, one of them being Kieran Tierney? Is it bringing in another midfield player that's better, with a bit more experience, and definitely older than Arne Engels? And is it another striker that's prolific? I think so, yes. We need another striker anyway. And I think that if we keep as much of the players, if we sell Rio Hatate and Greg Taylor goes for nothing, we bring in Kieran Tierney, we bring in one of the young boys, maybe even bring in another left back, I don't know, and then bring in the striker. I think that could get us just about to where we need to be able to compete at this level. Kasper Schmeichel, fantastic goalkeeper. What do we do when he retires in a year's time? Is Sinisalo going to be up to scratch to be able to perform at such a high level? We just hope so. Was that a penalty? I'm not sure what's going on since it was a stone wall. It was a Stonewall penalty, but he manages to just flick the ball with his toe just before he stands on Arne Engels' foot. So the ball changes direction, so he gets the ball first. Could be dangerous play. The guy should have got booked for dangerous play, standing on his foot, but it wasn't a penalty. This time last season, Celtic fans were panicking. We weren't even in Europe this time last year. This time last year, the Champions League was done and dusted. We weren't in the Champions League in January. 100% a penalty. It was 100% a penalty, but do you know what I mean? He flicks it. See, they're showing it again. He just gets his toe to it. They made the right call. He plays the ball. He flicks the ball with his foot. No one will buy Kalmak. Kalmak's not getting sold. People need to stop this nonsense that Kalmak needs to get sold. He's never getting sold. Win the league and it's auto-qualify. When Kasper Schmeichel retires, David De Gea will be 37 and our next goalkeeper. Now there you go. If Engels touched the ball first, penalty would have been given. Yes, exactly. If Engels had touched the ball first, but he didn't. The Bayern player gets his toe to it, basically. We need another right winger. Yang did well when he come on. Yep, that tackle had been a penalty in every other game. Changes in the chat. Falcon Hoof, he touches the ball first. He gets the ball first. Do you know what I mean? So he gets the ball first. Rangers went top of the league, Baz. Did they? Can't even remember. Kalmak, too small and lacks physicality for a midfield boss. Doesn't have the skill to compensate for that, says Great Kev. I'll reiterate it again. Callum McGregor came through the ranks of the Celtic team with better midfield players, older midfield players than him. He's not got better midfield players around him. He's got Rio Hatate, who doesn't perform at his optimum capacity in a full match. You've got Arne Engels, who's 21-year-old. Let's put this into perspective from who's around the whole. You can't just pick on one player and say that he's fucking not worth it. He's not. He's pish. He's that. You have to put on what Callum had in the past and what he's got now as a player. What made Callum good back then is there wasn't as much pressure on him because you had Bruni and the likes around about him. He doesn't have that now. If Rio Hatate was winning tackles, was doing what he should be doing and tracking back and making blockages and stopping players running back, nobody would be talking about Callum McGregor because the midfield would be performing better. We're putting a lot of pressure on Callum McGregor because he's the holding midfield player. Still needs to be better in the Champions League, replace Hatate, yes. There we go. I'm going to do a poll. We'll do a little poll. We'll always do a poll. Since you're all like that, do Rio Hatate then, because it's good. I'm only doing this poll on the comments, on the way that the comments have been going. Do Rio Hatate and Greg need dropped? Do Rio Hatate and Greg need dropped? And I'm only doing the poll due to the comments that have come up. Rio was very disappointed, said Polly. Bastards says, when Rio goes missing, Engels can't play the way he should. Yes, exactly. When you've got spot on, Baz, let the young ones get a chance. Taylor wasn't at the races. Thanks for your services. Brendan is Katie's coming. Yes, you should know your level. Celtic's inability to get the ball and keep the ball was non-existent. Yeah. Arne Engels looked... Who's that calling? Arne Engels looked strong. We need to look forward and hold midfield position. Need to be improved along with... yes. GR8 Kev, that's what I'm saying. Arne, there's a player in there, and he's only 21, and you can't say, but if he's meant to be a brilliant player, stop thinking about the price tag. People need to take the price tag out of the Arne Engels equation and put into age and experience. 21-year-old players get put out on loan when they come through the system at Celtic. We've got Arne Engels in the first team. There's a player there. He's only young. We need a better midfield player to play alongside him. We've all said this. You're not going... Callum McGregor, it will still be at Celtic for another couple of seasons. Callum McGregor needs a better midfield player in beside him. And that's the disappointing thing. Rio Hatate, he comes... Baz, you should give Brendan that. You should give Brendan the answers to the poll. Yeah. Engels can cross a ball. Some great ones tonight. Yep, he can. Engels and Yang were great. Yes, Yang was brilliant when he come on. Makes a change. Brilliant, I say, apart from his missed kick. I think if he'd connected with the ball, he could have scored the goal. So, but it was lucky because he completely missed the ball when it went through, and Dyson Maida got it. Sure, Hatate only good once in a blue moon. Yeah, exactly. I voted, but only in Taylor and the SBFL, definitely for the Champions League. Engels delivery, corners, free kicks is frightening. We are building. Yes, Ronald, we are building, and I think that there's a lot to be proud of the team and the players tonight. I'm bemused about how Harry Kane got so much space at the back. So much space at the back. You can't give a player like that. Dyson Maida. It would cost Celtic £30 million to replace Dyson for a like-for-like player, which is the frightening thing. Dortmund fans kept in for half an hour after the game, like Hatate's a lazy shite, says Niall. He is that. The German fans kept in Celtic Park for half an hour after the game, as is with every European game all around all around Europe. I'm just trying to see. I see some of the other scores that came through tonight. I'll just do this. Matches. It was interesting to see that Club Brugge beat Atalanta. Club Brugge beat Atalanta 2-1. That's a good result for Club Brugge, considering Atalanta were at home. Feyenoord won 1-0. Monaco got beat by Benfica, and Bayern. No, that's not right. Get the scores up right. Benfica beat Monaco. Let's just get the. Is this messaging? Liverpool. Who cares about Liverpool? Who was your man of the match tonight? Dyson Maida. Dyson Maida all day long, wasn't it? Yeah, that's two upsets. Blash Bruges were at home. Yeah, I read it the wrong way. It didn't come up. I'm amused that Brendan Rodgers keeps playing Taylor. Stop the love now, Brendan. Stop the loving now, Brendan, says Paul Beard. Yeah, I think that we're all getting to the stage that now we're seeing Greg Taylor for what he is at this level, and we'll be honest, he's not the best. He's not the best at this level. He's a fantastic player domestically, but at this level, Rest Dyson at the weekend, so he's fully fit for Tuesday. Yes, I think we do. Engels has done more overall. Man of the match, Engels. I think you might be right there, aye. I think yeah. Stop slagging our players. I've been playing Bayern, not the Queen's Park, says Anthony. Stop slagging the players. I'm just telling the way that I've seen the game. I think that Rio Hatate was poor, very poor, and I think that Greg Taylor was poor. I'm not slagging them off. I'm just stating the obvious of what happened in the game. If Greg Taylor wasn't poor, he wouldn't have been taken off. Fact. Just Brendan Rodgers saw the exact same thing. So it's not slagging off the players. It's just it's having a reality check of where the players are. I mean, if you think it's acceptable for Rio Hatate to pull up when he's one-on-one chasing a ball with a player that's going into the Celtic half, and Rio then pulls up and because he sees a defender 10, 15 yards in front, he's like, fuck it, he'll get him. That's not acceptable as a Celtic player. Brendan Rodgers is now talking to the media.
We still feel without doing so much with the ball that we were still stable enough without it. And then they get a bit of luck just right on half time.
Yeah, Brendan says they got a bit of luck just before half time.
So, but for us it was still about us being more aggressive.
Yeah, we weren't aggressive enough.
So that's our mindset going into the second half. We then give away a goal, and I just said to the guys in there afterwards, if in our corners and everything else, we've been very good dominating that. But one player you don't leave.
It's Harry Kane.
Arguably the best striker in world football. So Harry finishes it really well, 2-0. So then we got to make the changes. But I thought then the last 25 minutes, then we started to press the game.
Yeah, why did we wait to?
We're more active at the top end of the pitch, and then you see what it brought. It brought an aggression, and football then starts to come alive, and then we get the goal. So then at 2-1, they're Bayern Munich are hanging on there.
Interesting from Brendan.
So that's what we can take from it. We got one more shot.
One more shot.
Level for a lot of the players, they've done absolutely great. Got one more shot now in a wonderful arena, fantastic pitch. Let's go and have no regrets.
Let's go and have no regrets. Let's go and have no regrets, says Brendan Rodgers. The game is still on the balance. Brendan Rodgers says let's go to Germany and have absolutely no regrets, which I think is right. Shane Taylor not marking England captain. Yeah, Bayern are as good. Bayern are almost as good as Queen's Park. Carmack man of the match. Oof, interesting chill pill. I'm just reading some of these comments. Carmack got caught turning backwards. Back pass which led to Kane's goal. Exactly. If you're going to go down, you're better going down fighting rather than not fighting at all. I think that we can all agree that there's lots to be excited about with this Celtic team. We're playing arguably a team that's got the one of, if not the best striker at the moment in the world. A guy that's scoring goals for absolute fun. And it's criminal to give him so much space at the back of any box. I'm more disappointed in the fact that it took us till 20 minutes to go to the end of the game to really start having a good go at them. McGregor was poor for 70 minutes. The whole team was poor for 70 minutes. You can't just point out McGregor. We were under the cosh for 70 minutes. It wasn't until Brendan Rodgers made the changes. What happened on the 70-minute mark that made things better? And that's the question you have to ask. Why did it 29 goals? And yes, he scored 56 goals in 51 games in total. We'll get Horst in Munich. Wake up! I don't think we'll get Horst. I mean, if we go out and play like that in Germany, we've nothing to lose in Germany. Celtic can go to Germany, and we've nothing to lose. If we get beat 3-0, we get beat by a fantastic team on their way to the last 16, and more likely the semi-finals, I would say. If we go and have a go and just play the way we can play, have a go at them. Have no regrets. Brendan Rodgers said it. Let's go to Germany and have no regrets. That's what you do when you're an underdog is fight. Draw the blows and then counter late in the fight. I think that we could have done a bit more of it earlier. When we did in the first minute, we scored in the first minute. We weren't playing as underdogs then. We weren't waiting to the end of the game. We were going at it right for the beginning. I think if that goal had stood, if Adam Ida didn't go offside and then overstep the ball, it would have been a different game. Come on, boys, it's Bayern Munich. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter who it is. Celtic had a fantastic opportunity tonight, and we were just off it just a little bit. When it comes to it, it's the same number of players on the park. Take away the what they're worth and all the rest of it and what they get paid. It's just 11 guys on the park. 55 and 51. I thought it was 56. It was 55 and 50 before tonight's game. It was 55 and 50 before tonight's game. Casper was brilliant. Yes, Casper. We will compete. Yeah, we will. I think we will. Boy 67 says, Baz, it's just like the difference in quality. When you get to these stages, it's a luck of the draw. Definitely fucks it. Yes. We competed. It is the luck of the draw. When you see some of the other results that I think we can go to Germany and get a draw. I don't think we can go to Germany and win. When you look at the other scores, when you look at the scores from yesterday, Brest versus PSG, they get beat 3-0. Sporting against Dortmund, they only lost 3-0. Man City at home to Real Madrid, 3-2. Juventus against PSV, that was 2-1. Club Brugge versus Atalanta at home. Club Brugge were at home, 2-1 that one. Monaco, they had a player sent off. They were beaten by Benfica. Feyenoord versus Milan. Listen to the teams we're talking about here. Listen to the teams. Let's put it into perspective. Where is there an easy game in that? Where is there an easy game? Atalanta, we scraped a draw at Atalanta. That would never have been an easy game. There's no easy games at this level. No easy games whatsoever. The fact that we've got to this stage of the Champions League and we've done so well, I think, is testament to Brendan Rodgers as a manager. How many votes we had? 252 votes. And the question before anybody says, if you're late coming on to this, do Rio and Greg need dropped? Because that was the way that the comments were going. Hispanic refs never gives us I know. We can go to Germany and be hard, but we can win. We were never off, Baz. That's like saying East Fife were off it versus Manchester United. We didn't play to our best. That's all I'm saying. Baz, love the show. Congratulations on your Cologne coming to Celtic. Taylor looked flat. Yep, he did. Bayern were clearly anxious at the end. Yeah, they were anxious at the end because they knew that Celtic can hit them on the break. So were Celtic too? We didn't close them down enough. You know, when we did get the ball, we weren't quick enough on passing the ball. If they were closing their players down where we weren't closing their players down, there's lots of ways that you could look at it. Schlupp was decent. The Huns would have loved us to go down crying, but we didn't. Easy. We died with our boots on. We didn't die. We've never died yet. Hopefully Jeffrey will has some more legs next week. Bayern are a shadow of teams of the past. They might be a shadow of the teams of the past, but they're sitting pretty damn good at the top of the German league. I think they're 8 points clear at the top of the German league. And the team that absolutely destroyed us is away down the league. But anyway, stupid from Carter Vickers. That goal against Bruges. Baz, Harry Kane. Where's that comment go to? Mo Salah's not as prolific as Harry Kane. So I did say that he was the best striker at the moment in the world. Plus, if Mo Salah was really that good, why is he going away to Saudi and not staying in a European club? That's all I'm saying. Mo Salah, who's going to Saudi for a freebie, isn't he? Yang didn't help change the game for us. I think, yes, Yang Gang. Don't ever say that. Yang Gang. Definitely, Baz. Just said that. Maida is Jesus. He is that, and he's worth 30 odd million to us. For us to get a player like Dyson Maida would cost us 30 odd million easily. If he's going to get sold, Dyson Maida's a 30 million plus price tag, and that's a fact. Yang showed up, coming into a good game. Yes, he's still a bit. He is a bit, but yep, he's a good one to have as backup. Right, I need 14 votes to get to 300. There's been over 3,000 people on, but there's only been 287 votes. 286. There's 287 votes. So I want to get this up to 300 before we stop it. Do you think we could find a player like Maida? It's going to be very, very hard. It's going to be very hard for us to replace Dyson Maida. That's all I need. Yang seems to be alright. Penn is a guest. Let me just say that. Keep the faith for Munich. Taylor was unlucky with the goal. Hitati done F all as usual. Ida done his job. Brendan played Maida up front and Jota for the start. I think it's all about match fitness. I think it was just about match fitness, and Jota isn't 100% match fit to last. You got to remember the speed that Jota runs at. You would then, if he plays Jota from the start, here's the thought. If he plays Jota from the start and he pulls up with a hamstring injury because he's not 100% match fit, and then he's out to the rest of the season, people then say, "What the fuck did you do that for? You didn't need to. That was a risk. It was too much a risk." I'll trust Brendan with the decisions. Oh, we've just hit 302. 66% say yes. 66% say yes. They would like to see Rio and Greg Taylor dropped, and 34% say no. Harry Kane is world class. What a player! Yep, opinionated boys. Engels was trying to cover for Tati. Yes, he was. No player is replaceable, but right now Dyson is irreplaceable. Yeah, Bayern won't win the Champions League. Real will win it? I don't think Real Madrid will win it. I don't think so. The poll design was questionable. It wasn't questionable. It was all on the comments. It was on the comments that were at the start of the split that poll. It was all on comments. It was on comments, and that was the reason that I asked it. I think you're a Taylor fan, Baz. Not a chance. Not a chance. Is Taylor right? Here's a question. Right, there's a poll for you. Yeah. There's the poll there for you. Let's see how this one goes. Because Greg Taylor's wanting 25 grand a week for Celtic. Is Greg Taylor worth 25 grand a week? There you go. Let's see the answers to that one then. That's a bit more easy for you. I thought Jota was poor. Says Leslie. Interesting one. Munich, pure quality. Dyson's irreplaceable. Yep. Should change that poll. Rio to stay but drop flat instead of uninterested. Taylor. Liverpool will win the Champions League. I think so. Rangers fans are deranged. He's not worth 25 grand a year. No way, Jose. Another big fine incoming for Green Goblin's political banner. What was the political banner? I've never seen it. Do you believe that we've got the goal in the first minute? Would have changed their game? Yes, boy 67. I think that they would have been a bit more nervous at the pace that Celtic had, which they were. I was saying that towards the end. Kilmarnock is Taylor's level. Yeah, it is. Dyson's goal got us more cash. Yes, it did. It got us some more cash. It didn't get us the win, but it did get us some more cash in the Champions League. He's a hound, Taylor. Paul, I agree about Maida. 25 a week for that dobber. Johnson is world class. How lucky we have him. 50 million at least. Yes. Let's talk about Alistair Johnson, because if it wasn't for Alistair Johnson in the first half, I think that they might have scored another couple of goals quite easily. And Taylor can't defend. 25 grand a week, £25 a week, and a bag of sweeties. Absolute joke slagging Taylor off like the man's honestly, boys. I'm just going by the comments. That's all I'm going by, the comments, and that's why it was someone put it in the comments. Is Taylor worth 25 grand a week? So I put it up in the poll. It's as simple as that. Show Israel the red card was the banner. See nothing wrong with that personally. I don't think they'll get fined for it. Let's not talk about politics, because this Gerald doesn't like it. But I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, considering of what Israel has just done to Gaza. But anyway, we'll move on for that and keep it about football. Greg Taylor, free Celtic top, and he'll be happy. Show Trump a new face painter. Because we have KT incoming. Celtic's now big time. He's been crap most European games. Yes, he has been crap. Let's not... Champions League, he's not been the best. We need another Johnson at left back. Is Kieran Tierney the answer? That's the big question. Can Kieran Tierney come back to Celtic and find the form that he had before he left? That will be the most interesting thing to watch for pre-season. We've got a league to win this season. The Champions League is a bit of a distraction. It's a highly lucrative distraction for Celtic and the Celtic board, and Dyson Maida scoring another goal for Celtic would have added another couple of $100 grand onto that money. But it is all down to league business, and whilst there's fans that are heading over to Germany next week and they'll have a fantastic away day, it is just a bridge too far this season. And I think that if we can bring in a few players, Kieran Tierney's on his way in. Brendan Rodgers wants another striker. He wants a striker that is formidable. When it comes to the summer, it's all going to be about who will be sold. We know at least one Celtic player will be sold of a high value. Let's just hope it's not Dyson Maida. let's just hope we can get 15 million for Rio Hatate. KT is class if he stays fit. Watching Feyenoord Bern could have been 5-3. Sean, you playing FIFA again? Can KT come back and last a whole season unharmed? Still need good backup. Yeah, we still need good backup. Anyway, strength and conditioning. CCV will be sold. Nah, not at all. Taylor couldn't execute a pass down the line to Maida. I will be in Germany. Hail, hail. Paul Baird will be in Germany. Do you think they will spend cash? Yes. I'm going to say now, way before we even get to the summer, I think Celtic will spend 20 million this summer. There you go, I've said it. I think Celtic will spend 20 million. Maybe even more. Maybe 25 million this summer. I think Celtic will spend 25. There, I've said it. I think Celtic will spend 25 million pounds on players this summer. 25 million pounds on players. Mark it down. I want a Champions League squad for Brendan last season. We want a Champions League squad for Brendan last season. I don't think it's going to be his last season. I think if Brendan can get the money that he wants to spend on players, and we can get the players in, I think that Brendan Rodgers will extend his contract. But that's a chat for another day. That is a chat for another day. Let's get some of the Celtic headlines that is going around after that. Chris Sutton reacts to Celtic defeat by Bayern Munich. Brendan Rodgers challenges Celtic to have no regrets as Maida goal keeps Celtic in the tie. Desire and resilience. Chris Sutton's verdict. Let's see what Chris Sutton said on the land of Twitter. Chris Sutton says Celtic first half played with a bit of fear after Bayern Munich got the second. Celtic played with deserved bravery and kept fighting. Tremendous finish to the game. Plenty of desire and resilience and more belief in the final third. It will be tough in Munich, mind, says Chris Sutton. Chris Sutton, who put that out on Twitter 49 minutes ago. So he says that Celtic played the first half with a bit of fear. I think they did also. I think we were far, far too defensive. And you've got to say, they were pushing us back. They were doing to us what we do to teams on a week-to-week basis. You expected that. But you also expected Celtic to do just a little bit better when they had the ball and trying to get out. And I think the fact that because we didn't, it wasn't a great first half. I'm just waiting till this vote gets to 200. I need 6 votes. And then it's emphatic, isn't it? Is Taylor worth 25 grand a week? 25% say yes. And 75% said no. Just in. As Queen's Park Rangers are going to win the Scottish Cup. Of course they are. Proud of Celtic. Maybe just some snowflakes should feel the same on your page, Baz. Yes. I'm proud of the way they've done tonight. I think that we've done brilliant, but we could have. There's a couple of instances we could have done a lot better. I'm proud of the way that we played against a team that is going to be up in there, but it just wasn't good enough on the night. Some more headlines. Bayern head past Celtic. That is the official Bundesliga site. It was Kane versus Schmeichel again, and the striker came out on top. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, that is enough for tonight. I have been on for just over an hour. We've had over 3,600 people on the live, which is absolutely fantastic. I think they've reacted like wasps. When you swat them, they get annoyed and they sting you after a goal after 25 seconds. Yes, and if that goal had stood, it could have been a different game altogether. Paul Baird says, how much will the Celtic bring with players being sold if they spend 26 million? They will sell players to bring in 36 million. Yeah, you know what they're like, Paul. You know what they're like. It's unbelievable. But Celtic were not embarrassed tonight, and that is one of the biggest things that we could say about the the game today. We held our heads high in the second half. We give them a good go. We get a goal with 12 minutes to go. We had a couple of chances at the end. Alistair Johnson has a cracking shot. It just was a step too far for this Celtic team. We look forward to the game in Germany. Germany, if you're going to Germany. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world. What the hell's going on? Where is it?